Hello, my name is Kyler with Call of Duty HQ. World War II is right around the corner, and this year is looking very good for the PC version. Sledgehammer has put a lot of emphasis on new PC features. We had the PC open beta, and a lot of people are looking forward to the PC release. And some of you might be wondering if you want to try and build your own gaming PC to play World War II exclusively on. Well, today I'm going to be showing you how to build your very own PC, your gaming PC, with your own custom parts, everything from scratch, and let's get right into it.
What you'll need a flat surface to build your PC on, a Phillips head screwdriver, and an ESD bracelet. The ESD bracelet is optional, but it is highly recommended you avoid building on carpeted floors or rugs, as it is easy to build up static electricity on those surfaces. Before you'll start, you'll also want to unbox all of your parts, get them ready to go, and make sure that there are no plastic pieces on any of your parts. If you install your equipment with some plastic on it, there is the potential it may melt and ruin your equipment. Step 1. Install the power supply. Remove the side panel of your case by unscrewing 2 or 3 thumb screws. For this case, the power supply goes on the bottom with the switch facing the outside, and there are 4 screws to secure the power supply. We'll be wiring everything at the very end, so you don't have to worry about any of that right now. Step 2. Install the CPU into the motherboard. Hold the CPU by its sides. You'll notice there is a little triangle on the corner of the CPU and the motherboard socket. You want to line up these triangles, lower the CPU into the socket, and fasten the chip down. Step 3. Installing the CPU cooler. For this, you're going to want to refer to the manual for your parts. Each is a little bit different. For this build, I had to remove the placeholders on the motherboard and then remove the fan from the cooler itself and attach the mounting bracket that came with the cooler. For every system, you're going to want to apply some thermal paste somewhere in between the size of a grain of rice and a pea in the middle of the CPU chip. You'll then want to center and place the cooler on top of the CPU and secure it to the motherboard with a screwdriver. Then you reattach the fan, attach the power cable to the appropriate input on the motherboard, and you're good to go. Step 4. Installing the RAM. You'll notice there are notches on the stick of RAM and the RAM slots on the motherboard. You want to align the 2 notches and insert the RAM firmly until it clicks on the motherboard. If you have more than one stick, refer to your motherboard manual for the correct RAM order of placement. Step 5. Installing the I/O shield. Most motherboards come with an I/O shield. You want to install this from the inside of the case and make sure it is in the correct orientation, and then just push on the shield and it should pop right into your case. Step 6. Place the motherboard into the case. You'll want to align the motherboard with the I/O shield, and there should be 8 to 9 holes in the motherboard for you to screw and secure it into the case. Step 7. Installing the storage drives. These vary from case to case. For this case, I had to screw the SSD and the HDD on opposite sides into the provided panel. Once they are both in, we insert the panel into the case, and there are 3 thumb screws to secure the panel. Step 8. Install the graphics card. You'll want to find the utmost PCIe slot on your motherboard. You'll then line the graphics card up with the slot to identify which panels you have to remove from the back of the case. And just like the RAM, there is a notch in the GPU teeth that you want to align with the slot. In almost all cases, the GPU fan will be facing it down, and then you want to push the card into the motherboard until you hear a click, and finally secure the graphics card with additional screws. And that concludes the hardware installment. Now we move on to step 9, wiring. Typically, there are 3 sets of wires you'll want to hook up from the power supply unit, the storage drives, and the front case panel wires that consist of USB ports, audio, and so forth. It's best to refer to your manual to make sure you're hooking everything up right for your motherboard, but you want to connect the motherboard, the storage drives, and the GPU to the power supply, and then usually connect the case cables to the motherboard, and there's additional wire for both the HDD and SDD that need to be attached to the motherboard. Step 10. Cable management. For optimal airflow, you want to make sure your cables aren't just going all willy-nilly inside of your case. So grab some cable ties, bundle up some cables, and tie them to the back or the bottom of your case. You want to hide these cables as best as you can for optimal PC cooling. Once you're done, you can replace these side panels on the case, and now it is time for the moment of truth, the first boot. Connect the computer power supply and grab a monitor, hook everything up, and press that power button. If everything is correct, the monitor should light up and you successfully built your very first PC. Congratulations! Now before you use it, you have to set up the BIOS and load an operating system like Windows 10, and then you're ready to use your brand new PC for some gaming like in Call of Duty World War II. Now hopefully you found this helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments of this video, or you can hit us up on our blog or tweet us at CODHQ_blog. Until next time, my name is Kyler with CODHQ. This was how to build a gaming PC from scratch, and I hope you have fun with your brand new rig.